Things are still falling apart for William Ruto and his team. Leaders supporting William Ruto across the country are still finding the ground very, very hostile. They are being attacked, their homes being burnt down, their businesses being targeted. And yesterday, an incident happened in Emali, Makueni County, where a William Ruto's ally was also targeted. Before we look into that, let me say this. If you look on how William Ruto campaigned, he campaigned on the hustlers versus dynasty narrative. And at that time, for those who have been following us here, I did say that that was a very divisive narrative that ought to be condemned. But at that time, William Ruto's allies were cheering him up as he divided Kenyans along dynasty versus hustlers. If you look at the same supporters today, they are condemning these ones looting and destroying properties. They are saying, why are they destroying properties of others? I'm not supporting those destroying properties. I'm only saying that before we condemn them, let us look into the root cause. Why are they destroying properties? If we can look at the root cause, then we can find a solution. But if we just condemn them without looking at the root cause, then we are not solving anything here. Maybe after some few months or years, we might also see other Kenyans destroying properties. So we must go into the root cause. I believe the root cause was William Ruto's divisive narrative, where he was hyping the hustlers versus dynasties, where he was saying that a few people in government are denying the hustlers their rights. So if he becomes the president, he was going to remove these hustlers from down to up. That did contribute to what we are witnessing today in the country. So William Ruto's allies, who were cheering him up when he was dividing Kenyans at that time, they should equally take responsibility for all those businesses being vandalized, being destroyed today. They are just as guilty as William Ruto. And this is why I strongly believe that as we condemn these people destroying properties, we should also condemn William Ruto and these supporters. They brought us where we are today. They manured and watered William Ruto's divisive narrative, hustlers versus dynasties. What's happening today in Kenya? The hustlers are trying to take away from the dynasties. That's what is happening today in the country. And the root cause of that has been bad politics by Ruto and his supporters. The Bible is very clear. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the evil men and women are in authority, the people mourn. It is very clear Kenyans are mourning. Let's now look at what happened in Emali yesterday, Thursday. Anti-government demos, protesters in Emali town loot a supermarket associated with an ally of President Ruto. Traffic flow on Mombasa Road hit. That was yesterday, Thursday. So Thursday, there were also some demonstrations across the country. And Kenyans are targeting William Ruto's close allies. Kenyans are targeting their businesses. That's what is happening here. And besides the honest Kenyans, there are also those who are targeting random businesses. So we have those groups, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put all this into perspective for Kenyans to understand what's happening here. If you're watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. Let me say this. Several Kenyans have lost their lives courtesy to rogue police officers who are killing innocent protesters. Several have lost their lives. And we have reached here because the elected leaders, especially those supporting Ruto, are not listening to the ground. If they were listening to the ground, they could have rejected that finance bill even before reaching Ruto. But because their allegiance is with Ruto, not the people, they supported that bill against the wishes of their people. That's why we are here. For Kenyans to get serious changes and for all the deaths not to go in vain, the ground has to be very hostile to William Ruto and to any leader supporting him. I know the ground is very hostile for them. Let the ground continue being very hostile for them. Let these people not even be allowed to address Kenyans. Let the ground be politically very hostile for them to a point they should not even be seen in public. They are a public embarrassment. The ground should be very hostile to them. If Kenyans can do that, we will have leaders who are listening to the people. I'm still seeing in some parts of the country, these MPs who voted yes, they are still hovering around lying to Kenyans. One such leader is Didmas Barasa. Kimilili constituents do the necessary. Barasa is still talking very arrogantly. Let the ground be very hostile for this leader supporting William Ruto. And when I say that, I'm talking on behalf of a majority of Kenyans who are all in agreement William Ruto should go. He has been tested and tried in the 2 years. He has proved to be very incompetent. He's not able to deliver on any single promise he made to Kenyans. So Ruto has to go. And for him to go, the ground has to be very hostile to this leader supporting him. Ruto has been traveling all over across the world. When Gen Z started the demonstrations, Ruto has not left the country. So you are seeing very clearly that Kenyans have that authority to force William Ruto or any other leader to do things right. Kenyans have forced Ruto to stick in the country. Kenyans can also force this leader supporting William Ruto to do right things. The ground has to be very hostile to them. So as Kenyans condemn these ones who are looting, we must go back to the root cause. Let us address that root cause, and we will not see Kenyans destroying or looting property. The root cause, in my honest opinion, was William Ruto's divisive narrative. Hustlers versus dynasties. That has been the root cause. The hustlers William Ruto was talking about are now just raiding the dynasties. And when William Ruto was campaigning on that basis, his supporters now condemning this one's looting were cheering him up. I also believe that any person supporting Ruto has got some mental issues. A sane mind, ladies and gentlemen, cannot support somebody like Ruto. A man who has proved beyond any reasonable doubt that he's not there to serve Kenyans. He's there for his own personal interests. A sane Kenyan cannot support Ruto. If you see somebody supporting Ruto, there is a problem with that person. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. To those who are watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. This is what I call total rejection across the country. Thank you. God bless you.